I've just left Peel, just making our way to, we're going to go to Derby next, I think. I keep saying we're on the scenic routes, but everything's scenic at the Isle of Man. This is like part 3 of the video from today. Dan's on his KTM, we've just met him at Peel. He's with Beth. We've got John, he's on his Tracer MT-09, and Mark's on his GSXR 750. So we're just going to follow the coast road all the way round, I think. Yeah, the weather on the forecast looks good all day today. So we're on practice week, so hopefully there should be a decent amount of practicing on tonight. Yeah, these coast roads are really good, they're really windy, but if you get stuck behind cars and you're having a bit of a group ride like we are today, it's, if you're by yourself obviously you can whiz past safely, but when there's lots of traffic about, I just tend to steady away. There's no point somebody else rushing into something daft. When it's busy on the TT you only catch up with another load of cars anyway. When we get back to the, well, when we get sort of the furthest north on the island, there's not many cars about. It's the roads are nice. You don't bump into too many people. Michael is where we've just come to. So I think we'll most probably, maybe this evening we might come back to Kirkmichael, and there's a few good little places to watch from. when race week's here, you know, the places, all the famous places you see on TV are absolutely packed. We naturally know quite a lot of places which aren't as well known, which you can quite easily stand, and they're fantastic places to watch from without being stuck behind crowds. So a lot of people come and stand up here, you know, behind these walls, and just down at the pub on the right hand side. Just there. So this is part of the circuit. The only problem is when you come here, if you're on holiday for the first time at the TT, you follow the circuit road. It is just stop start, but of course you want to go around the circuit, you want to see what it's like. So we'll maybe do a day where we just ride around, just do one lap, and then get back onto the B roads where there's not so many people. Now just here on the right hand side, if you get here early enough, this is another great place to watch from. They put a bit of food on. You have to pay at this one, but they put a bit of food on. Was that £20 per person? But when you watch them come through at the speed through this little village, is absolutely amazing. On the left here was one of my favourite museums. It was a private collection on the left. Unfortunately, the old boy who owned that died a couple of years ago, and it's closed now. Again, down here, anywhere on the left, down here, unbelievable. A lot of these farmers, as the fields were coming up to now, I think they charge roughly £5 for parking, whether there's 1, 2, 3 or 4 of you, whatever, in your van or a car, or if you're on your bikes. But it's good value. But there is also, if you go down, turn off the B roads to the left, along all these spots, you can walk through the fields, and there's certain bits you can stick your head through and see in certain points. Obviously there's certain places now that you're not allowed to do that because of how dangerous it is. So if it tells you if it's a zone where you can't, you can always ask a marshal. I mean, the reality of when you bring a motorbike to the Isle of Man, other than trying to get a couple of goes over the mountain when it's not closed, you could get away with a 125 easily. If you look what we're doing, 30, we're doing between 30, 40, 50s. The police here are very keen at the moment on anybody who's riding on the main circuit, you know, on the main roads at speed, and you will get pulled over. But we tend onto the B roads. They're a bit nicer to ride on, quieter. But really, in the reality of things around here, a 125 would do you. I mean, sometimes you're sat like this and there'll be loads of bikes coming flying past, then they get stuck behind another car, you overtake, you're behind another car. And this is test week, practice week, so this is quite quiet at the moment. As soon as race week starts, we've come down here before and you sat at 5 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, stop start. I suppose for the atmosphere, for your first time, that's great, but we tend to, again, what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to turn left off one of the roads when we get to Ballaugh Bridge, and we're going to go down some of the back roads. So this is one of the most famous parts of the track, where a lot of people like to come to, where they do the jump. Now we've seen a couple of people who've been sat there having a cup of tea when it's not racing, and you'll get people who will line up back here, wait till there's no cars coming, get a bit of speed up, do a jump so the mates can take a picture. We was here last time, and this happened here. We jumped and a car pulled out of this junction straight to the side of it, so that was nice to watch.